We'll call to order the June 19, 2019 meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Ms. Chester? Mr. Cho?
Here.
Ms. McLaughlin?
Here.
Mr. Rush?
Here. Yeah.
Ms. Uteman?
Present.
Mr. Warmgren? And Mr. Welch?
Here. We have a quorum. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No, there are not.
Then at this time, I would ask that we consider and approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Seconded?
It's been moved and seconded that that we approve the minutes, and we can indicate by voice vote. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed to that? The minutes are approved. Do we have any communications?
No, we do not.
Any continued public hearings?
No. Thank you.
All right, then we're ready for new public hearings. And is it clear then here from the agenda that ZBA 2019 C-02 is being continued to another meeting?
That is correct.
All right, then. At this time, then, I will call for hearing ZBA 2019 Major-02, a request, oh, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and do all that and then swear in our witness. A request by Gary Satterley on behalf of Culver's for a major variance to construct an electronic display at 201 West University in the B4 Central Business District. At this time, anyone that desires to give any testimony before the board should stand. You might want to stand just so I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you give will be true and accurate to the best of your belief?
I do.
Thank you. All right. We are now ready for a staff report on ZBA 2019 Major-02. Why don't you introduce yourself, because I guess a lot of the board members don't know you.
Good evening, everyone, board members. I'm Will Andreessen. I'm the planning intern for the summer.
Thank you.
So to begin, Culver's has requested a major variance to allow a permitted freestanding sign to include an electronic display component in the B4 Central Business Zoning District. The electronic display's message board is a key component of Culver's daily operations, but the Urbana zoning ordinance allows electronic displays only in the B3 general business and CRE conservation, recreation, education zoning districts. A little bit of background. Culver's has already been issued a sign permit for a freestanding sign for their newly established restaurant at the corner of West University Avenue and North Ray Street that is zoned B4 Central Business District. It is now proposing to include an electronic display component of that freestanding sign. The proposed sign would adhere to the zoning requirements for electronic displays as though it were in the B3 zoning district. The owner describes the proposed electronic display's message board as being a key component of daily Culver's operation. Changing a manual message board can be difficult, may be unsafe in certain conditions, such as long poles near power lines. To pass the variance, they must meet certain criteria. The lot was just recently rezoned from B3 General Business to B4 Central Business District. This occurred not only to bring the subject's property into conformity with the future land use designation as per the 05 comprehensive plan, but also in order to gain more buildable area to allow for larger projects. The B3 zoning would not have allowed sufficient buildable area for the current tenant's business due to recent right-of-way expansion by the Illinois Department of Transportation. We believe the variance will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood, as there are already numerous electronic displays in the area, as we can see from Exhibit C. Prior to rezoning to B4, the proposed electronic display would have been permitted by right and fits with the surrounding land use. The proposed electronic display and the other existing displays along University Avenue are not in the core of the central business district, but along its periphery, and would not impact the historic character of the downtown commercial district. We also do not foresee this causing a nuisance to adjacent properties, due to the proposed electronic display will be similar to nearby electronic displays, as it will comply with all other zoning regulations that apply to electronic displays in the adjacent B3 zoning district, including frequency of message, change, brightness, and dimming requirements. And the minimum deviation from requirements of the zoning ordinance would be to just allow an electronic display in the B4 zoning district. The proposed electronic portion of the sign not only complies with the required dimensions for an electronic display in the adjacent B3 zoning district, but would in fact be smaller in area than what is normally allowed. To summarize the staff findings, this request is certainly due to a special circumstance created by recent right-of-way expansion. We do not foresee this request altering the essential character of the neighborhood surrounding the Culvers, nor will the proposed sign, we believe, to be a nuisance to the neighborhood around. We as a staff recommend that the Zoning Board of Appeals recommend approval of the major variance to City Council with the following condition: that the proposed electronic display's location and size generally conform to the attached site plan and specifications. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for staff? I have one question. The chronology of the right-of-way was done before the property was purchased, or do you know?
I'm unsure of that. Marcus, do you have any insight to that?
The previous owner is when the right-of-way acquisition occurred. So Culver's acquired it after the right-of-way had been
Okay.
acquired.
All right, yeah, that answered my question. Are there any other questions for staff?
Well,
Go
this,
ahead.
I noticed this sign apparently goes diagonally, or is it going to be straight on?
It should be, from what at least I interpreted from the diagram they gave me in the plans, the electronic display should be showing along either side of University Avenue.
And will it obstruct traffic? Will it obstruct the view of cars who are turning onto University Avenue, turning left from Race Street?
If I can interject, before Will took over the case, we did clear this sign location plan with the engineering department, and they determined that all of the signs that were proposed would be out of the visibility triangles for Race and University Avenue, with the height and the size and based on the distances from the road right-of-way. So, and it's not scaled out here, but in the memo, Will did state that this would be 26 feet from the right-of-way, and then the additional distance of the sidewalk and that curb lawn area would be, make it further back from the curb. And any additional, probably technical questions, Mr. Satterley is here and can answer those for you.
Anything else, Nancy? Any further questions? All right. Thank you. Does the applicant desire to add anything? Sir? You're not obligated to. All right. Then hearing nothing further, do we have any motion?
I move that we forward this case to the city council with a recommendation to approve the variance as requested, adding the condition that it should generally conform to the guidelines set out in the document that we received.
All right. Is there a second to that?
Second.
All right, it's now been moved and seconded that we approve ZBA 2019 Major -02, and if it is approved by the necessary margin, then it would be forwarded on to the city council for their consideration. Are there any additional questions, comments in regards to the motion? Hearing none, then I would ask that that motion be called for vote.
Mr. Cho? Ms. McLaughlin?
Yes.
Mr. Roosh?
Yes.
Ms. Utman?
Yes.
And Mr. Welch?
Yes, the motion has passed by the necessary margin for it to be forwarded on to the city council, and that would be at what meeting, Marcus?
That's the first.
July 1st.
For their consideration at the July 1st, 2019 council meeting. Thank you, sir. Do we have any old business, Marcus?
No, we do not.
Any new business?
No, we do not.
We have no one left in the audience, so no audience participation unless you have something, sir. No. Any staff report?
No.
Any study session?
No.
And all items on the agenda being addressed, I move that we adjourn. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.